Hey there. So once a week, we've been trying to put out these videos that would be encouraging to you or be a helpful topic to talk about with you so that you can get through this pandemic and spiritually mature. You can also grow in your knowledge of the Lord and in yourself, and even what Tara did in one of the videos where it talked about improving our marriages. And so I wanted to make sure we continue to these videos and send them out to you. And what I wanted to do here over the next few videos is go over what they call in theological terms the Ordo Salutis, which is the order of salvation. So there's different approaches to this, but we definitely want the most biblical approach, which is what I hope to outline to you here. And I'm going to do that over time, and we're going to go through each step along the way. So the Ordo Salutis it comes from this idea in Romans chapter 8, verse 29 and 30. For those whom he foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, in order that he might be the firstborn among many brothers. And here's the main argument. And those whom he predestined, he also called. And those whom he called, he also justified. And those he justified, he also glorified. So that last verse, verse 30, is where we get the idea of the Ordo Salutis, the order of salvation. And so the main points here are predestination, justification, and glorification that are mentioned here. But when theologians talk about the Ordo Salutis, they talk about it in different ways. But the main points, and it comes from this idea that there's part of our redemption that is accomplished, and there's part of our redemption that's applied. So God does it all, but part of our redemption is accomplished by God through the work of Jesus, and then he applies the benefits of that to us. And so the order in which I'm going to go with is this. 1, effectual calling. This idea that God calls us. You are dead in trespasses and sins, but God calls you. Regeneration, that's where God changes our hearts. Faith, repentance, justification, adoption, which is a theological idea that we often miss, is that we're adopted by God. Sanctification, perseverance, and glorification. So we're going to go through a number of these at a time, but what I want us to think about is this idea that salvation, redemption, is 100% God. God does it all. He does it every step of the way. And that creates in us a great assurance, because God will never fail. God never messes up. God never screws up. So God calls us. That's the first step. God calls us. He's never going to leave us. He's never going to let us go. We're never going to be able to do anything to be removed from that. And that's encouraging, but it's assuring that I will always be held in God's hand if God has chosen me. And so we're going to talk about all these things. But again, what I want us to think through is this idea that redemption has been accomplished and it's being applied. And we're going to go through each step along the way. And I just want to put this kind of introductory video to kind of give you an understanding of where we're going to go. And I hope that's going to be a blessing to you. I think it will be, but all this essentially means, what we're really breaking this down and asking is, what does it mean to be saved? What does that look like? What happens? How does God do it? And this essentially, what we're talking about is what it means to be a Christian, and the things that we have experienced because of what God has done for us. And so I'm looking forward to talking to you more about this. But for now, I just want to put this introductory video. God bless you. Hope to see you soon.